Hey there, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising. Welcome to your reading for August 22nd through the 28th. Just a little heads up, I am changing the channel name back to Moon Directed, so you can be looking for that in the future. Look at this. You guys start off this week with persistent drive. Of course you do. So, welcome to your solar return season. It is the sun moving into your sign at 11:16 p.m. on Monday evening. And so we are in the sharpen your pencil. Let's get organized. Let's put stuff on paper. Let's make a plan. The new moon that is happening the end of this week happens doesn't have a lot of big aspects to it, but when it becomes a full moon, February 24th of 2024, it is very well aspected for major shift and change. And so this week, in typical Pentacles energy, we're going to plant seeds of intention that are going to take the next 18 months to really bring in. And so part of that shift and change is really making a good, solid plan that allows you to manifest and to create that. And it's going to take showing up consistently, persistently, being the Knight of Pentacles, being Virgo, will help you to win. So see what you desire and move toward that goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you for optimal outcome. So this is Moon in Cancer, Monday and Tuesday. So the more you can focus now on where it is that you want to go, the easier it is going to be for you to lay down the foundation for the structure. And you do have the card of structure showing up here. It's called ostentation, but it is Saturn in Taurus. And so Saturn in Taurus is about laying the foundation, the structure. Saturn's all about structure, and Taurus is all about prosperity. So what is this big goal, this big dream? You have the card of influence here, Mercury in Aquarius. Nope, Libra. Okay, so wow, you guys are going to get a lot here right now. But the moon Mercury went in shadow at 24 degrees of Virgo, and Mercury rules your sign, right? Went there on Saturday. And so it is going, so you're already in shadow. It's moving by the end of this week. It moves into Libra on the 25th, right here, while the moon is in Leo. This creates a beautiful trine energy with Mars, which is now in Gemini. And Gemini is also ruled by Mercury. This Mars is what triggers. It is the big trigger for this new moon that is happening in your sign that sets off the chain of events that bring everything around later. This is that influence. You're being influenced by the strategy, by choosing what is of value to you, by what is your truth, right? They're showing Adam and Eve and the snake here. And so what is your truth? What is of value to you? What is it that you really want to manifest? That is what this new moon is about. That is what this whole period really of the sun in your sign is about, because Mercury is going to retrograde during your sun sign season, and it is going to allow you, I think the retrograde actually happens on the 9th of September, and so it is going to be going back over some of this ground, and it is really here to help you to bake in these big transformations that you want to make in your life. And you need a solid plan, but I think you need more than that. I think you need like Leo, Taurus. It makes the plan and it sticks to the plan. And when you're a mutable sign, that is not necessarily, wow, of course we got that card. It is not necessarily the easiest thing. It's like, there's a shifting in that. I see this, and it's good to be flexible. But I think over the next 18 months, this plan is going to require you to show up, be consistent, persistent. You've got the 8 of Pentacles. Show up, be consistent, and persistent. You're going to have to not let your enthusiasm for the project wane. You're going to have to stay focused on it and do the work. It says do the research, before proceeding. And with Mercury in shadow, that's going to be really important. And Mercury in retrograde is going to allow you to do more of the research. This is the superpower for Virgos, is the ability to strategize, to create a plan, and the flexibility to look at it and go, I need to rework the plan. Do that work now. We'll use this Mercury retrograde period over the next 6 weeks to allow yourself to really constitute a plan and then execute. Execute it. I do think you need to be adaptable because it is your superpower, but I really think that the more you create this plan and you're adaptable in the planning stages, then when you start building. So it's kind of like if you're building a tower, a city structure, right? You can change the plan all you want until you pour the concrete. And then you really need to stick to the plan, because anything you do after that where you make changes creates cost overruns and delays. And in order to bring the project in on time and under budget, or on budget, however you want to look at it, in order to do that, the time to make the choices and the changes is in the planning stage. And your planning stage is the next 6 weeks. It starts this week. This is very powerful energy that you're working with as far as getting your life on a trajectory that you really want. This is powerful. I'm really excited for you. So I'm going to tell you something I haven't really shared with anyone. The reason I'm going back to using Moon Directed is because I went through a thing where it was more important that I was connecting in more with spirit, but now they want me to really work with the cycles to make it more practical for others to be able to use the energy. And we're starting apparently with you, because my nose hasn't stopped itching since we got started here. And so there is a need for you to really focus on what it is you want. And I think the obstacle has been, I don't know what I want. Or I have this big dream, but I don't have a solid plan, and I'm not sure how to make it happen. And you've got to do that this week. Start the process. Start the process. Wow. Oh, yeah. No kidding. Look, here. The obstacle has been the star. The obstacle has been, oh gosh, you could have been being distracted also by all the people around you and the family and the joy, and it's hard to stay focused sometimes when there's like so many other things going on. But also it could be that there have been multiple opportunities. Which one do I take? Which one do I focus on? Where do I apply my mental acuity to really build something, and how do I do that? Because when you're very flexible, it's hard to have structure. But Saturn in Taurus says you need structure. It needs structure. Your plan needs structure. And over the next 6 weeks, you can rework the plan a lot. Here we have this 8 of Swords as the key to the situation. Analysis, paralysis, maximized. Holy cow. She's been doing all this research. Books are open. There's so much going on. You're stuck in a prison of your own making, I think, from doing so much analytical work. Start the project. Allowing space over the next 6 weeks to change it as you go along. You haven't poured the concrete yet. But I think what you haven't also done is drawn up the plans. Draw up the plans. Put it in writing. What is the dream? What is the goal? What are the steps you need to get there? And a really good way to do that, if you've never done this before, is you start with the dream, okay, and then work it backwards. Work it backwards. So in order to have this building on time, you need a date. Okay, and so in order for that, when would the final inspection have to be done? Okay, and so how long does it take to get the city to come out and do a final inspection? Okay, that takes 6 weeks, and then you back that up. Say what would have to be done in order for the final inspection, and then you back that up, and how long does it take? Okay, so you start working the plan backwards, whatever the dream or the goal is. You got 6 weeks to do that. Be persistent in it. Work the plan backwards to see where it is that you're going to start constructing something. Here we have the Three of Pentacles. She's standing there. She's got all of her stuff. I do like that she has paint on her. It means she's been applying her craft. There is some stuff here, but there's been an analysis of a creative situation. Is this what I really want? She's really dressed very nicely to be painting. I want to say it's a little messy. Being creative is a little messy, right? All right, so here we have the Page of Wands as the obstacle. Not the obstacle, but the concern. Like, do I have enough information is what it feels like. Do I have the right information? She looks scared. She has all this fire energy around her, and it's almost like it's overwhelming. It feels like you've been overwhelmed. How do you transform this situation? Seven of Wands. Cold hard facts. But they're on paper. She's presenting the idea. It's written out. There's graphs. I think you do need to do a little more research, but you need to be putting it on paper. It's not enough to just read about it. It's not enough to think about it. It's about actually making the phone calls, actually putting it together, actually seeing what are the pieces. And honestly, it doesn't have to be all of it. Okay, this piece of it. How do I do this piece of it? How do I do that piece of it? You know? And then how can I bring this all together in a timeline that flows? Your goal, your end date really is this full moon that's coming up on the 24th of 2024. And that sounds like, gosh, that's such a long way away. Time's speeding up. It's not going to take that long to get there. Look, you have the Four of Wands. They are setting up for the party. They are setting the table. They're hanging the lanterns. They're planning the party. Action is going to be required this week with this. And the action could literally start with a simple phone call. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles. You have two aces in your reading here. You know, I'm going to skip for a second. I've missed this. The Two of Swords is the overall energy. It's the sitting in the indecision. That's a problem, right? A lot of indecisive energy. And now you have these two aces. The Ace of Pentacles says, lay the cornerstone, the foundational stone. Do the first step. And again, first step could be a phone call. First step could be putting it on a bar napkin, for God's sakes, doing something. Like, it's, stop thinking about it. Stop just dreaming about it. Start creating it. Start creating it. You've been thinking about this creation. That's the Three of Pentacles. I'm thinking about this creation. Here, you're going to actually do something about it. And we have, in the heart space, we have a Five of Pentacles. You're more than enough. It's almost as though you're afraid that if you do this, you're going to be left out in the cold. I'm going to clarify that. When the cards snap shut like that, that means they're done. I don't know if you heard it. I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but it really clapped. And so I always have to take the bottom card when that happened, because that is probably the most important card when it happens, and the rest of them are all explaining it. And that one was the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Winter. And it says strong, patient, self-sufficient, and funny. And you know, Swords energy is usually associated with air signs. But to me, it's also Mercury in Virgo. Okay? It's also Mercury in Virgo. And Mercury is currently in Virgo as we start this week. It finishes in an air sign and it comes back. This is that energy. This is working the plan. And it says here, let go. And I think this 5 of Pentacles here. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. To focus on your dream, your goal, your wish. Focus on you. With that, you've got the Queen of Summer, the listen to your heart, intuitive insights. You've got the Moon, powerful intuitive epiphanies. We've got the Ace of Summer, third ace now on the table here. Open your heart to love. I think this is open your heart to create a project that you're really you want to invest your time and your energy into. We have the Page of Winter, so the Page of Swords. Seek out intellectual solution. Putting it on paper to solve your problem, the need to act quickly and decisively. The 3 of Wands, the 3 of Spring. Plan your next steps with an eye to the long term. Have patience. There are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. 3 of Pentacles, that thing you've been dreaming on. And there's something really big on the horizon here, but there is a definite need for you to step out of the dream world and put it on paper, because the last card here is the Ace of Swords. You've been sitting here with the 2 of Swords. It's time to put down, release, let go of the thing that's holding you back. Pick up the pen, the sword, make a choice, make a decision, and start moving with persistent drive in the direction that you want to go in. That new moon, you get the bat. See through the illusion to the truth. And the gray squirrel. Find new ways of problem solving. Using your intuition will really help you. I think analyzing it, getting it on paper, but then does it feel right? Does it feel good? Queen of Cups said to use your intuition. This card, this one says, find a new way of problem solving. And the best way to do this is to literally put it on paper, to look at it at first. Maybe you need to run it by people. Maybe other people need to see things. But there's something really big happening with this new moon. And again, do you see that big old full moon there? That's where you're headed. That's the truth. You're headed toward the goal and the desire. It's going to take a while to get there. You're Virgo, you can do that. But you got to show up every day. It's time to start planning the party. It's time to start putting things on paper. All right? You guys take good care. I'm on Facebook every day if you want to follow along with the daily energy, a little bit more on the astrology over there. And I do a live premiere of the energy for this week coming up. I will do that on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. And we do a live chat with that. So I look forward to seeing you there. You guys take good care. Get out your pencil and your paper and start jotting things down. Do some research. I'll talk to you soon.